Hello, YouTube fans. It is I, Capital Limited Productions, and on September 29th, 2018, we visited the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad to ride behind vintage nickel plate road steam locomotive number 765 on a 2-hour round trip through a national park. This, my YouTube fans, is Steam in the Valley.
Look at the guy.
765 has just entered the platform with lots of noise, including a whistle unfamiliar to most. This whistle is a Hancock 6-shot, like 765 usually wears, but one off scrapped sister number 760. It is wearing this whistle to raise awareness about the move of other sister number 757 from Pennsylvania to a museum in Ohio, where the whistle will also be placed on display. This footage is kind of historic, as it may be the last time that whistle is blown on steam.
Was just arrived at the platform station.
We would board the train from coach Fort Mitchell. We would be riding coach class in an ex-Pennsylvania Railroad car, Collinsville Inn. Inside one of the cars was an old PRR poster. After finding our seats, 765 and its train would begin traveling north around 9:40. Our Cuyahoga Valley National Park experience had begun. But before things really get underway, we can talk about the history of the route we're traveling on. The original tracks belonged to the Valley Railway in 1880, which transported coal to the cities of Cleveland, Akron, and Canton, Ohio, as well as small passenger services along the way. By 1890, it had been acquired by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad and became a branch line. Increased traffic in the area from trucks and automobiles and buses closed down the branch probably around the late 50s, early 60s, and by the 1970s, the B&O would be merged with the Chesapeake and Ohio to form the Chessie system. In 1972, the Cuyahoga Valley Preservation and Scenic Railway Association was formed to begin running trips. And in 1975, ex-Grand Trunk Western 282 number 4070 would begin running excursions on what was then known as the Cuyahoga Valley Line, as well as operating off-site mainline trips in Illinois and Pennsylvania. The 32,574-acre Cuyahoga Valley National Park was created in 1974 and would purchase the tracks from the Chessie system in 1987, so the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad as we know it today was formed. 4070 would be retired in need of expensive repairs by 1990, and is currently under restoration to operation by the Midwest Railway Preservation Society in Cleveland. Most of the trains since then have been run by a fleet of Alco diesels, mostly from the B&O. The Steam in the Valley event began in 2008 with the Ohio Central's ex-Canadian Pacific 462 number 1293. 765 was invited to participate in 2010, although 1293 would return in 2012. Since 2013, 765 has been in charge of Steam in the Valley ever since. Now that we know the history of the route we are traveling on, we can begin our epic journey. The Great Cuyahoga River runs through the park. Sort of hidden in the woods were a few sidings with some engines, coaches, cars, and parts all sitting. A bridge and parking lot of onlookers admire the train as we pass by. We see some more old coaches here. After a while, we visit a car where snacks, drinks, and memorabilia are available for purchase for all the riders. We didn't buy anything though, and would wait until getting back to the station to see what they had to offer there. Hey, that little blue fella looks familiar, doesn't he? We would return to our seats, and a few minutes later, Boston Mills was not far away. We would come back to Boston Mills later, but we would be taking the train all the way up to Indigo Lake. After we traveled the entire route up to Indigo Lake, we would go back down south along the tracks to Boston Mills, where 765 would perform 2 photo run-bys. And now we are going back to Boston Mills. After we arrived at the station, everyone who wanted to would exit the train and we would watch 765 strut her stuff. Look out for the most awesome part of steaming up the Cuyahoga Valley, Lima Superpower Steam in action. After the run-bys were completed, the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society crew would make some quick preparations before we all boarded the train and headed back to Rockside Station. Another big part of our trip, besides the steam engine, was music, as a barbershop quartet went from coach to coach performing, and there was a lady and a band performing classic railroad tunes at the station.
When home sweet home is far away, away, I'm a rolling stone who's been so alone until today. Because I'm gonna take a sentimental journey, gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I got my bag and got my reservation. Spend each time I could afford, like a child in wild anticipation. Long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. 7, I'll be waiting up for heaven. Heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart would be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home.
Now here are some extra pictures from our train ride. That's all for now. See you next time when we see all that 765 has to offer. Thanks for watching.